welcome back, everybody, to a little show we like to call
Roll with the Troll.
With the Troll, that is correct. Listen, today we're talking about, this to me is the ultimate topic.
Right?
Because this has been right in front of our fucking faces the whole time, and no one ever talks about this. And that is what makes this video, what was that, so important. All right, we're going to figure out here today. I want to talk about these two characters here. Daniel LaRusso and Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
Now, these two are very similar, in my opinion. I think they're both these two are so impassioned about being students of their art form. And yet neither one of them was ever thankful for it. They were both a couple of shitheads the whole time. I mean, Daniel starts off, you got to teach me karate. You know, and Mr. Miyagi says, no, not a good idea. I shouldn't get involved. It's like, you're already involved. You got to teach me karate. No. Oh, well, thanks for nothing then. Thanks for nothing.
You've seen these movies a few times.
I teach. So Daniel finally gets the teach. The guy who doesn't even know Daniel. He saved his life on Halloween night just to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
And now Miyagi's stuck not only teaching him karate, but Miyagi is stuck with all Daniel's cynicism, Daniel's outbursts, Daniel's bitchiness, his whininess, his explosivity. I mean, the kid...
His goofiness.
Oh, my Lord. He's all over the place.
Yeah.
And then you look at Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
And you see a very similar pattern, don't you? With his number one student. And I don't mean number one as in like one out of many. I mean, he's the only one.
Yep.
The only student Obi-Wan has at this point is Luke Skywalker, who is better suited for farming, frankly. He doesn't really take to things all that well right away. He's always pissed off. You know, he's very hostile. Remember, like, he's swinging around that lightsaber in the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah.
And then he, like, just gives up for no reason. He's like, I'll never be able to do this. This whole fucking thing. I'm waiting for Daniel to just show up in the Falcon and be like, I hear you, brother. I know, I can't do it either. Fuck this whole thing. These old guys teaching us. What a couple of pricks.
Oh, my God.
I'm from Reseda. So what do you think,
I'm
Voice
from
of Reason?
Tatooine.
Yeah. Very different places, but both these kids came out very similar. So am I wrong? Am I being a dick? I feel like these guys are...
I think you make excellent points. And these are the kinds of things that people just don't think of or realize until you, Troll, point them out and make them so obvious.
Well, thank God. I really think these two are the two biggest shitheads.
What's obvious to me is that they shop at the same store. I mean, their wardrobe.
That is a very good point.
Yeah.
They are wearing very similar gear here.
Yes, they went to the same gi shop.
Except Luke Skywalker didn't have Obi-Wan Kenobi steal him that belt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are wearing the same fucking outfit. That's hilarious. Yeah. That is hilarious.
And look at those faces, those young, eager faces.
Well, and that's the thing. They were both so eager, and they really demanded that they get taught. Well, with Obi-Wan, you didn't have to demand. Obi-Wan was there to do it anyway. Obi-Wan had been waiting 20 years. He's like, I finally get to do this shit.
He was still on a mission.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been great if Miyagi told Daniel, like when Daniel mentioned his father, if Miyagi was like, your father was a good friend. And Daniel's like, what are you talking about?
What?
And Miyagi says something like, nah, he was a good friend, and then he turned bad.
A cunning warrior.
A cunning warrior. and then Daniel finds out, and there's like Karate Kid 3 or 2 or something. Daniel has to go, hey, why didn't you ever tell me my father was Darth Vader? Why didn't you tell me he was John Kreese? He's like, and Miyagi pulls the whole bullshit about certain point of view. You know, he's like, if I have a certain point of view. Anyway, let's quit fucking around. Let's get to the bottom line. Which of these two guys is a bigger douchebag? Is it Daniel LaRusso? Or is it Luke Skywalker? Which one is more arrogant?
On the arrogant scale.
Yes.
Of 0 to 10.
Okay.
Let's see. Daniel versus Luke. Arrogant wise, it's tough, isn't it? I'm going to say Daniel.
You feel Daniel's more arrogant than Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, I do.
Luke kept whining, though, into the second and even third films.
Well, on a whining scale, we would have to give that to Luke.
Okay, so Luke is more whiny. Yeah. I'm with that. I'm okay. So, yeah, I think that's a 2 out of 2 there. Luke is whinier.
Yeah.
But Ralph Macchio's Daniel LaRusso is more arrogant.
Yes. Yeah,
that sounds fair. That sounds fair because he's a really arrogant son of a bitch. he was yelling at Miyagi a lot. But it's hard to say because I'm thinking back now. Daniel had that moment where he's yelling at Miyagi and he goes, "I'm being your goddamn slave is what I'm being."
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
But that was also very congruent with when Luke snapped at Obi-Wan and said, and I quote, "Fuck this lightsaber shit." That's what he said. He said, "Smell you later, old man," and stormed out. So I feel like that was also very similar to
that
LaRusso.
was not the dialogue at all.
Remember when Luke took Allie on that date? Allie had never been to space before.
Oh, here we go.
Remember that?
Yeah, no.
Yeah?
No,
and then
you're mixing them up now.
Yeah, you think so?
Meaning you're literally like mixing them together.
It's
fun. I mean, we could make all kinds of tales. That'd be fun, but
Daniel didn't have the benefit of a Han Solo. I think when you got a Han Solo to help take the edge off in your adventures, that helps. Daniel didn't have that.
You got to kick back and have a brew. I mean, that is Han Solo all the way. Daniel didn't have that. And sometimes you need that.
You know who could have been Daniel's Han Solo? Remember his buddy at the very beginning of Karate Kid? He was established as Daniel's new friend.
Yeah, at the apartment complex.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to be in the whole movie.
Yeah, he was in for like 5 hot minutes.
Yeah, he was gone. You never saw him at school again or anything.
Fair-weathered friend. Daniel got into one altercation on the beach, and that friend was like, I'm out.
Freddie was his name.
Yes, Freddie.
Yeah.
Freddie, fair-weathered friend.
He had those
See
little...
what I did there? A little alliteration.
He gave it a shot. Freddie was there for Luke's karate tournament, though. At the end of the movie, when Luke had that karate tournament...
No, you're confusing the two of them again.
Darth Vader?
No.
What are you talking about?
No. You can't mix them together. Let's not get all confused.
Well, who's the overall better student?
Better student?
Yeah. Like, who took to their art better than the other?
Wow.
Think about that shit. Because Daniel went on to be the Karate Kid.
He sure did.
3 times.
Luke saved an entire universe. In the end.
But then he complained about it later. That's the problem. If you count Episode 8 as one of the Star Wars movies, which I try not to do, ultimately he didn't give a damn anymore.
Well, right. Okay, so way into the future, then, Daniel has the lasting power, but we're just talking about as a student, right?
Okay, as a student, who's better?
As a student, probably Luke.
Yeah, I think Luke was a better student, even though it took Luke 3 films to become a Jedi Master, and Daniel became a Jedi Master in like 2 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It didn't take him long at all. Yeah, at the tournament, he whipped out his lightsaber. Can you imagine if they had crossed the lines at that point? Right? And then on Cobra Kai in modern day now, Johnny's like, "You beat me with that illegal lightsaber move."
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. And Daniel's like, "Hey, it was perfectly fair. Miguel did it too. Miguel did it too last tournament." That'd be the greatest. I think of both these kids as very arrogant, and I think they always want to give you in these movies the warrior's journey and how the warrior like really wants to learn, and then at the same time he's got to unlearn, like what Yoda said. Yoda, I'm doing it again. Yoda said, you got to unlearn what you've already learned.
Yes.
And these guys had a hard time with that. You know what? I'll draw another comparison though to the moves they did, and then we'll get more into the topic again in a second.
Okay.
So think back to Karate Kid Part 3 for a second.
Okay.
What did Daniel do at the end to win the tournament against Mike Barnes?
Kata.
Yeah. He had to draw within himself. He did what Miyagi told him. Miyagi told him, he said, you got to look inside yourself. Your best karate's still inside. Now time to let it out.
Where you're going with this.
Where am I going with this? I want to see if you know. I don't think you do.
Let go, Luke.
Right? Okay, you do know. It's the same shit.
You think I don't know?
When Luke was taught to let go, and then he ultimately shut off the what the hell did he have? Like
the visor,
whatever that was called.
Yeah.
He essentially shut off the technology and just trusted himself.
Yeah.
And that was the Force.
Used the Force.
Daniel did the same thing, except he didn't really have technology. He just had like moves.
Mm-hmm.
And finally it was like, you know what? Just fuck the moves. Just get in there against Mike Barnes and get spiritual, and then everything will come to you.
Yes.
So both of those guys kind of did the same thing.
Conquer your fear.
Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoy that. Well, wait a minute though. It's not just about conquering fear. It's about going within yourself and finding, when you go layers deeper, you find where you got to do a deep dive into yourself. Now, I also feel both these guys got friend zoned. Allie was not particularly into Daniel for very long. By the end of by the beginning of the second film, she dumped him.
It was a little tumultuous.
Yeah, it didn't end up great. And then Kumiko didn't stay with him very long, despite him saving her life and the lives of many Okinawans and saving a little girl, all kinds of stuff he did.
Yeah.
It still didn't matter. Poor Daniel was like, what do I got to do to just hold on to a chick? And then finally, when he meets Robin Lively's character, Jessica, even she friend-zoned him immediately. So he's like, this sucks. Now, you look at Luke Skywalker, he was convinced during those first two films that he was going to bang the princess.
He was.
Right? He was like, yeah, I got it. She's my age. Han's older.
We're all creeped out by it now.
Yeah. And then later he finds out, like, she's like, we can't do that at all. I'm actually your twin sister. And Luke's like, I can't cut a fucking break here, can I? If I were LaRusso, I'd be telling people all kinds of girls are my sister. I'd be like, oh, that one's my sister. That one's my sister. Because you got to explain away all these women that don't want to be with you.
Okay.
So it's better to just say, you know what? I'm related to everybody.
Yeah.
That works out better for
the big Italian family.
For Daniel. Yeah. So, all right, let's get back to the topic.
Yeah.
Who is ultimately, we figured more arrogant we're going to give to Daniel, right?
Yeah.
Daniel's more arrogant. Better student, though. Where do we land?
Luke.
We land Luke is ultimately the better. So Luke wins on both fronts, really, because, I mean, we're saying Luke is less arrogant and a better student.
Yeah.
But who did something more important ultimately in the scope of their career? You got to give that to Daniel, right?
No, I would give that to Luke.
Really?
Yeah.
Daniel kept himself from getting bullied any further by a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He beat the crap out of some kids who deserved it.
Yeah, so what do you mean about...
No, I mean, who accomplished more?
Yeah.
Luke did. I mean,
what did Luke do that's so fucking cool?
He saved a galaxy. He defeated the Empire.
Oh, big deal. Big deal. He needed help. Listen, now...
Darth Vader on a funeral pyre.
All right. Ultimately, so Luke's the guy here. If you're going to compare these two in any way, it sounds like ultimately Luke is the one who walks away with everything. Daniel is essentially no Luke Skywalker.
He gets a car dealership.
He does get a car dealership. I think Luke could probably run that car dealership better than Daniel, too. Do you think he could do that?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to sell you a car.
I love it. Aren't you a little short to be selling me a car?
What? Oh, the getup. Oh, the getup. Oh, no. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. That would be fun. I would like to see these two worlds come together.
Right?
I think that'd be a real fucking...
We have constructed it already. Right
I know, we're doing all right. But just imagine Daniel, though, in that run in the first Star Wars film, and that run for the Death Star, to blow up the Death Star.
Yeah.
Daniel would be way too arrogant for that, right? Having to have all that teamwork with everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as they started with it, Red Leader standing by, Red 5 standing by, Red... LaRusso would be like, Red LaRusso standing by. Jesus, God damn. He'd be such an asshole about the whole thing. And then when Han does show up to help him, instead of like rejoicing, Daniel would be like, where the fuck have you been, huh? Right? Forget about it. Where have you been? Yeah, this whole time I've been here by myself. I'm being your goddamn slave is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Oh, my God. At least, one thing they both do, though, this is a nice quality, a nice trait, is if those guys like a YouTube video, they click the like button, they subscribe, they click the bell so they get notifications. That's what both of these guys
great
did.
About that.
On Tatooine, on Reseda in the 80s.
Wherever.
Anywhere. That's what these guys did. And that's really important. So I always thought that was nice. So, take a lesson from these assholes. If you would, support the channel, the whole thing. Guys, we got a million more stupid videos like this coming up. I hope you enjoyed the whole thing. Please comment in the section. I'm really curious to see our comment section light up on this one. Yeah. I love the comments we get. I'm always really curious, this one especially. Who is more arrogant, Daniel or Luke? Let's think back, because I know the audience is going to think of stuff that we haven't thought about.
Yeah, that's the fun part in the comments.
Yeah, they always come up with stuff that I'm like, oh, fuck, that's true. We needed that for the video. So,
yeah.
So anyway, guys, all right, like, subscribe, do the whole thing. We'll see you tomorrow for another great video. Thanks so much for supporting the channel.
Thanks.
Bye.